So I was a pretty normal teenager just before I was diagnosed. I just finished my mocks of my 5th year exams, getting ready to do my GCSEs in May and June. I was involved in everything. I was involved in choir, orchestra, sports, just loved hanging out with friends and stuff, and then everything just changed. So it was a pretty slow process finding out that I had Hodgkin's. I presented with my doctor on several occasions with this awful cough that just wouldn't go away. I was missing a lot of school because of it, but also because I just finished my exams, I was very fatigued. But that fatigue just wasn't going away, and that just wasn't me. And then on the 23rd of March 2016, I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. To any teenage girl, getting a cancer diagnosis is a massive shock, and it was definitely to us because although I was tired, I still felt just like myself. I just got on with it. The first words out of my mouth was, right, what do you want me to do and where do you want me to be?
When the consultant told us what Sarah had, we had no idea what that was. We knew cancer was there, but we had no idea what it meant.
From going from a period of where, yep, life was good, all was well, to the point where we were told, actually, you have a daughter who now is going to be severely unwell. It was quite devastating to hear that news. But being a close family unit, we sort of rallied round and gathered ourselves together as best we could.
Came home from school one day to find out that Sarah wasn't well, and this was a very big shock because we have such a close bond. When Sarah was sick, you often worried like if she was going to be okay, or even when she was in hospital, like staying over, she just wasn't in the house, so it was so different.
And we tried to keep as many things normal as we could. I still went to school, but knew I would be taking time out of it. But family life was pretty much the same. We just tried to be normal, do normal things. My treatment plan I knew would be pretty extensive. I started off thinking I would have 6 months of chemotherapy and that would be me. But after about 3 rounds of that, I moved on to harsher chemotherapy, and that wasn't really doing much. My neck was just getting bigger rather than smaller. So I moved to an experimental biotherapy, which actually grew it very more to the point that I was told 1 October that I wouldn't have that long.
2 years ago we were sitting in the consultant's office in Belfast, and they basically said, we can't do anything more for you, we need to go to Dublin. We came home and Sarah went out the back and she lifted stones and threw them at the fence. Now we were glad to see some sort of reaction from her because we just didn't know. And I just looked at Paul and I said, we can't lose Sarah.
But I had an amazing consultant down in Dublin who took on my case with Belfast inputting as well, and I started a immunotherapy called nivolumab, and this was a dramatic change for me. I went back to being normal and I had very few side effects of this, and this actually cleared me enough that I was put on the list for a stem cell transplant, and that was granted, and I started on the 21st of June and transplanted on the 28th of June. So my teenage nurse Renee was just amazing. She supported me right from day one and put me at ease straight away. She interacted with me with my consultant, asked me did I want to ask him questions or was there something she could help me with.
We first met Renee as soon as Sarah was diagnosed. She was in the room with us. And from that second onwards, Renee just was the 5th person in our family.
So after a pretty rough couple of years, on the 24th of September 2017, I got the all clear. And life kind of just got back to normal. I started school that same week and just got thrown back into everyday life, everyday school life. I completed my GCSE exams. I also passed my driving test about a year after that, and have just been enjoying the freedom of being a normal teenage girl again. A big thank you to everyone who supports Friends with the Cancer Centre. It's really made my journey a lot easier, and you may never experience a cancer diagnosis in your family yourself, but just putting that little extra change in a donation bucket can make a dramatic difference. Thank you.